is Julie Flack. I am an 8th grade social studies teacher at Pleasant Run Middle School. So what did they put into place? They put the black codes into place. The lesson today is a continuation of the Reconstruction unit that we started about a week ago. Yesterday the kids had a reading activity that they read through chapter 17, section 2, and so they had background information so that we could do the activity for today. The goals were to get them to understand what the black codes were. We actually took the black codes of Mississippi of 1865, and I gave each one of the students a section of that, and they were to interpret that section themselves to find out exactly what it meant and how the concept of slavery still continued on even though the 13th Amendment abolished it. The opener. Is everybody with me on the website? Yeah. Started with the opener in the class, and that was a question to get them back to review what we did the day previous. So basically it was a question asking about the black codes. What were the purpose of the black codes? And we use Today's Meet, which is a back channel where the kids are able to respond to a question and then have their answers posted. And I kind of use that as an opener activity to get them all together and on the same page before we get started. Section of the Mississippi Black Codes of 1865. You are going to be responsible for that specific section. Now, where are you going to find that section? If you go to my website, you went to this week's information and you scrolled all the way down to the bottom. This website right here is going to take you to the primary document. Okay, so if you would click on that for me.
The first one is there.
The first one. The one that has PBS on it. And you should see right up here the Black Codes of Mississippi of 1865. Okay? If you look at your slip of paper, you're going to have a title and a section, okay? And if you keep scrolling down, I have a one-to-one system in my room, so that's really nice. The kids are able to each have their own laptop. They have the same laptop. We've been able to use a website. I use Google a lot, so everything that I do is through the internet. We use Google. I have a website set up that they frequent every day and get their information from every day. The third one, an act to amend the vagrant laws of the state, and then the section. Your responsibility is, you have a title, you have a section, and then you have some information. I would like for you to read that. There's going to be some vocabulary in here that you don't understand. So what can you do? Dictionary.com. I use Google a lot, so everything that I do is through the internet. We use Google. I have a website set up that they frequent every day and get their information from every day. Well, that's what you need to look up. All right. Now, what are you going to do with your summary? I need you to go to your Gmail, please.
Oh, we supposed to write a summary?
Yes. Go to your Gmail.
Oh, that's God.
Go to your Gmail, please. And you'll have an email from me. Black Code Summary 1. And you should have a document that looks like this. This is a shared document. I do not want you to copy this. You're going to write on the shared document, but you each have your own section to write in. I would like to have these summaries done by 8 o'clock. I want the summaries done by 8 o'clock.
How long you want that summary?
Well, it only needs to be a couple of sentences. It only needs to be a couple of sentences. I'm not asking for an entire essay on your one section.
Some people's section like a big.
Yeah.
What's a penal law?
Anything that can be punishable, criminal offense.
What's intermarrying?
Marriage.
Alright, so somehow I just deleted my
In It says to freed men. Now, if the white man is a free man.
So it's easy to move around the room when they're on the technology. Sometimes in the other situations, I'm able to be at the back of the room and I'll be on the computer. Sometimes they'll chat me a question if they're working on something and I'm still on Google, and we can have a conversation without actually having to talk with one another, and they'll have their problem solved at that point. So I try to let them research on their own. I want them to find out on their own rather than me being the know-all at the front of the classroom trying to get them to know what I know. I want them to find out.
Delete my stuff.
So we don't take it.
So now there's a relationship between the master. Now we're keep on down. Hopefully they aren't on your section.
Go to the next one. I mean, section 1. So they do 6 and 5 everyone. They was talking crazy.
Wait, if you're mixed, you still don't have all the rights.
No.
I don't know what website was.
Dude, why'd you delete it? Bring it back in.
It's not going to let you.
I'm getting off.
How are we supposed to take this in? We can't like. First question. You just think about it in your head. You just go on to the next. You don't have to remember it.
You can think about number 1 when there's 63 questions.
But you're not supposed to
Which of
remember
the
it.
following is a right guaranteed by the Bill of Rights? Vote.
Okay, do we have everybody
No,
finished
trial by
with the
jury.
Google Doc?
Saltations.
All right, let's see what
Federal
some
Census
of
Population.
your responses were in summaries. Section 1, in all courts, oops,
A little bit too far.
too far. In all courts of law, the states may acquire personal property. Okay, somebody didn't put their own words here. Same manner, same extent as white persons may. Okay, so property is still property no matter what color you are. With this particular group, they did a very good job of doing what they needed to do. I think they understood the concept of the black codes and all the different things that you probably heard the phrase, this is stupid, or why would they keep doing this? And what's the point of they just got rid of slavery? Why are they putting it back in? And I think that was the connection I was trying to make, and I think they got it. You're allowed to have it, and it's available.
So if we pay for a
Okay.
person,
People aren't property anymore. Slavery's been outlawed. If I did not have the technology, it definitely would have been different. I would have been using a lot more paper. I still probably would have divided it up a bit more. It would have been more difficult because they would not have that access to the dictionary vocabulary, looking up things, doing research. I had a student that was actually going back and looking up Mississippi at that time period. He actually Googled Mississippi and black codes and had a bunch of websites that came up, and he was doing some research that way. The technology allows us to branch out from that main row of information, that there's a lot of side streets that the kids were starting to travel, which that's what you want them to do. You want them to start doing their own looking up and their own research, their own study. Education started a long time ago, but this is just going to keep it going. The advantage of using technology in the classroom is that you really get the kids' attention. We asked the kids, what job is there that doesn't involve technology? And it stumped the kids. They kept thinking about it. Well, nothing. There's nothing that doesn't involve technology. And so using the technology in the classroom should be an important aspect. It should be there because the kids are going to be using it and they need it.